Yesterday, I found a letter I wrote to myself 9 years ago, and reading it today breaks my heart. In May of 2016, I was stuck at 2.5 million ARR. I had 38 employees. I was running a call center out of my apartment. I was single, burnt out, and I hated my life. So I wrote down exactly what I wanted. 25 million ARR, a lean team, total freedom, and the life I couldn't afford when I was stuck. 9 years later, I'm finishing the year at 28.5 million run rate revenue with a small team, and everything came true. But what nobody tells you about these transformation stories is that it literally took 4 years of hopelessness after writing that letter for something to finally work. In the next couple of minutes, I'm gonna read you this letter, share what was actually going on in my life when I wrote it, and explain why having this kind of clarity might be the most important thing you can do as a founder. Let me read you exactly what I wrote at the beginning. My goal for Robly is to bootstrap the company to 25 million in revenue by 2022. So at the time, I was running a company called Robly, an email marketing platform. It was at 2.5 million ARR when I wrote this. Then I wrote about what it would take to get there. So I say, in order to do so, we'll need to focus on parts of the market with less competition, think very creatively, innovate, and improve work-life balance. I was grinding at this time. At one point, we had 38 employees, almost all of them in a smile and dial call center. I was running this operation out of my own apartment. It was absolutely horrible work-life balance. You can tell how miserable I was by these next lines. You must love running Robly and must be okay with the tortoise, not the hare. I think I wrote this because I hated it at the time. I hated the life I had. I felt so much pressure from being the spiritual leader, the sales leader, the script writer. If I didn't write the sales scripts, they didn't get written. If I didn't stay on top of people, nothing happened. It was exhausting and it was killing me. Then the next line, Robly needs to fulfill you, not ruin you. I was absolutely ruined by this business, and it didn't change for another 3 years after writing this. But interestingly, I had incredible clarity about what I wanted. We are not going for 100 million ARR in 7 to 8 years. I had heard about founders raising venture money and chasing the unicorn track, and that didn't appeal to me. Then I wrote, we are going for 25 million. 25 is utopia. A 30-person, 25 million ARR bootstrap startup seemed far superior to the venture-backed path to me at that time. So why 25 million specifically? I think the purpose of entrepreneurship, at least to me, is to maximize freedom and independence. If you can get to 10 million with a handful of people, you can do whatever you want with your life. But if you get to 25 million, you're in an unbelievable spot. No more worrying about retirement. You have complete freedom and resources to do or build literally anything you want. And at the bottom of the page, I say, we're currently at 2.5 million, next stop 5 million. I wrote that like it was going to happen the next year, and it took an entire 5 years to actually get to 5 million. Now the second page is about my whole life, personal and professional. It was my vision for the 2022 complete me. This is what I wanted my life to look like 6 years after I wrote this. So let me go through the professional section first. So professionally, I wanted a bootstrapped 25 million per year revenue business that was a SaaS. That was my target. And I say as low human overhead as possible. I wanted as few employees as I could have at that revenue level. I had learned from running that 38-person call center that I never wanted to do that again. Then I say good work-life balance. And then I got very specific with bullets underneath. I wanted to work every day from 8:30 to 6. I wanted to exercise every day. I wanted to meditate every day. I wanted to do 1 hour of pre-work extracurricular activities, meaning going for a run or working out or riding a bike or doing something physical. And then I wanted time to network and socialize. And then this last bullet's the most important thing that I wrote. I wanted the ability to determine what I am doing every day. When you think about why you want to be an entrepreneur, to me, this is it. Most people think they want to be rich, but what you really want from wealth is independence and doing anything, whatever you're doing, on your own terms. Being able to select what you work on and letting go of things you don't like, that is the whole game. Then there was the personal side of my 2022 vision. And on the personal side, I was in rough shape when I wrote this. I was 36 years old, single, and had been single for a long time. I was pretty lonely and I was not content. I wanted partnership and I wanted to start a family, but there was nothing in front of me that even resembled a path to that. I was living in Manhattan. I was partying a lot. I did not have a healthy, balanced mind in life. Here's what I wrote for personal goals. Health, clear, balanced mind in life, which meant exercise every day, eat healthy, be clear. I was actually talking about being sober, but I said it that way. Have strong, fruitful relationships, start a family with the right partner, and adopt a dog. And this stuff seems pretty basic once you have it, but when you don't have it and you're in your late 30s and you want it badly, the path there is not obvious at all. And by the way, that is tremendously anxiety inducing. But then I got tactical with some to-do sections. Under Eat Healthy, I wrote things like make a stock list of foods to have around the house, make a list of healthy delivery in restaurants, expand my cooking list. I was having trouble not going to restaurants every night because that had been my habit since I was 23 and a Wall Street trader. I just went to restaurants or got takeout every day, no matter what. And then under work life, I wrote, make a list of things to do or places to go during weekends and nights. I was trying to make my life more interesting at the time. And then weirdly, take a philosophy course online. I don't really remember why I wanted to do that. Then at the bottom of the page, I drew these hills representing my decades. There was a hill labeled 20s, a lower hill called now, and then a much larger hill called 40s. And here's what I was thinking when I did that. I thought I had a really successful 20s as a credit default swap trader at Lehman Brothers. I made millions of dollars, I saved millions of dollars, and that allowed me to start what was then my current company. But in my mid 30s, I didn't feel much more successful than in my 20s. I was an entrepreneur with a profitable business, but it wasn't growing, and I was stuck, and it was making me miserable. It was not giving me the freedom and independence that I dreamed of when I started. So I drew my 40s as this much higher peak. In my 40s was when I imagined it was all going to happen. I'd get unstuck, I'd build the lean 25 million ARR company, and I would be standing on top of that hill, living the life described in this letter. Here's the brutal reality of what came next. So here's what nobody tells you about these transformation stories. I wrote this letter in May of 2016. It took until November of 2019, over 3.5 years, to even launch the company that would get me unstuck. That company was Get Emails, which is now retention.com. And then it took another 1.5 years to actually hit that 5 million that I wrote on this piece of paper. Throughout those 3+ years, I was experiencing the anxiety that you can feel in this letter. I was stuck at 2.5 million ARR. Nothing I did was working. I swung and missed with a big bet in 2017. I swung and missed again with another big bet in 2018. And then most of 2019, I was still swinging and missing and nothing was happening. The version of me who lived through those years had no idea he would actually make it. And if you're stuck right now, you might be on day 450 with no idea if you have 1 year left or 6. That uncertainty makes everything 10 times harder. But the guy who wrote that letter in 2016 had no idea that November 2019 was coming. He just kept going, kept banging his head against the wall. So here's what actually happened. From age 40 to age 45, I did 5 years of complete sobriety. No drinking, no drugs, nothing. The person I was when I entered that sobriety phase and the person I was when I came out of it were two completely unrecognizable people on every metric I care about. My business life, family life, personal life, health, everything was 100x what it was when I started. And everything in that letter came true during that period from 40 to 45. I got married. I had 2 kids. I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old now. I grew my business from being stuck at 2.5 million ARR to almost 30 million ARR. We're making 5 times the amount of profit as the total ARR I had when I wrote this letter. And here's the craziest thing when I look at this letter. My daily life now is exactly what I described I wanted in 2016. I'm eating healthy because my wife cooks and runs our food program at home. I'm sleeping well. My work-life balance is exceptional. I love what I do every day. And my family gives my work life more energy, and my work life gives my family life more energy. I am now standing on that high hill that I drew. It's not 2022 like I originally planned. It's 2026, but the life I have is exactly what I wrote down. I'm so proud that I had such a clear vision and then willed it into reality. So here's my advice to you. Try this exercise yourself. Write down what you want your business and personal life to look like in 10 years. Spell it out with unbelievable clarity and read it all the time, because if you do, it will allow you to filter for opportunities that will get you there. Now, if you're on a similar journey and you want to learn exactly how to scale your SaaS from 0 to 10 million ARR, I made a full course about exactly that, and you can watch it for free by clicking here. I'll see you there.